What is going on, everybody? AHS Rules back again with another video as we're here for Shooting the Breeze, episode number 44, NFL Week 6 predictions. Strictly NFL predictions this week on Shooting the Breeze because we have several other videos coming up on the channel this week. We have our weekly ROH review. We'll have AEW Wrestle Dream predictions up. We will have another episode in our WCW My GM mode. Spoiler alert, I already filmed it. And we'll have another NBA video up. We already did an NBA video this week in our NBA standing predictions. So, like I said, strictly NFL predictions this week on Shooting the Breeze because I feel that any other topics I would talk about, I'll end up talking about during the course of those videos. I will say that I just spent like 20 minutes filming this and then did the NFL predictions. And I'm like, you know what? I got something to get off my chest. I want to talk about Bad Blood. And then it went downhill and I hated the discussion. So, again, that's just another case why I'm just doing the damn NFL predictions this week. So, here we go. NFL Week 6 predictions. 14 matchups to go through. 4 teams are on a bye, including the 2 undefeated teams of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Minnesota Vikings, and 2 teams that have been dealing with lots of injuries in the Los Angeles Rams and Miami Dolphins. As this leads to our first matchup, the Thursday night football matchup, the San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going with the Seahawks. It feels that the 49ers have had several games this year where they should have closed it out and they should have won. And then they didn't. And the Seahawks, they're starting to come back down from reality. They started off undefeated, 3-0, and then had a tough matchup against the Lions, and then a shocking loss to the Giants, mainly just due to how it ended. So this is one where they try to get their momentum back. I'm not going to say that this is must-win for either side, because it's a bit too early for that, but nice win to get the momentum back if you win it. Next matchup to go through, another matchup in the London Games series. This one being the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Chicago Bears. I do not like predicting the Bears to win, even though I did it last week. And the Jaguars last week, I was like, I know historically the Colts struggle against Jacksonville in Jacksonville. And then I was like, this is going to be the year that this changes because the Jags have not looked that good. And then a lot of Colts players didn't play in that matchup. So, kind of screwed my predictions there. So, with that thought process, the Jaguars have been playing in these London games the past couple years and playing well and mainly winning. I'm going to go with them winning this matchup because I don't like predicting the Bears and they normally win in London. As now, we're predicting probably the most exciting and anticipated matchup of the week. The Washington Commanders at the Baltimore Ravens. A big test for the Commanders. If they win this, then I would say they're up there. They're proving themselves. They're legit. It might be a bit too early for that, but if they win, they have the right to say it, I would say. But I'm going to go with the Ravens to win. As I've came to the realization that I've picked the Ravens to win every week, as well as almost had them in like all of my thumbnails for the NFL predictions. But they've been in big-time, highly anticipated matchups all year. Outside of that Raiders Week 2 matchup, I guess. But they're going to be in the thumbnail this week as well. So now we get to the matchup that I'm looking forward to the most. My Green Bay Packers at home against the Arizona Cardinals. Should be a entertaining matchup, as I'm always entertained and intrigued, interested, locked in watching my Green Bay Packers, and I'm going to predict them to win this week. Houston Texans at the New England Patriots. I picked the Patriots last week, and then they freaking lost, so I'm not doing that again. And I picked the Texans last week, and they won, so going with Houston this time around. Next, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints start off the season on a crazy run. Tampa has been in and competing in almost all their games outside of the Denver game, and was very close to winning against Atlanta last week, but overtime kind of screwed them over in that sense. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers to win. It does not help the Saints that they're coming off a Monday night loss, and Derek Carr, I do not believe, is playing because he is dealing with an injury. This next matchup, probably going to be an ugly matchup, and not in a good sense. Cleveland Browns at the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to go with the Eagles to win. The Browns need some changes, some momentum boosters. I'm going to keep saying, almost every NFL predictions video, I say the word momentum a lot more than I do in my everyday vocabulary, but the Browns definitely need some type of change. And the Eagles have not produced, I was going to say outside of week 1, but I'm not even going to bring up week 1. Eagles have been very up and down this year, and they kind of feel a little bit forgotten because they did not play last week, but I'm going to go with the Eagles to win. Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to go with the Titans to win because the Colts are dealing with so many injuries that I don't really know what to anticipate for them. And the Titans have had some good moments this year. Keyword there is some. But the thing is, they've had way more bad moments, and the bad moments are funny and noteworthy. So they obviously pop out more. So I'm going to go with the Titans to win this match. This next matchup, though, this next game, is a coin flip. The Los Angeles Chargers at the Denver Broncos. I'm going to go with the Broncos to win because their defense has been extremely impressive, and I have it in one of my fantasy teams. And the Chargers is just like, they're kind of in the same position as the Saints, where they start off the season like so hot and on a streak, and then now they're coming back down to earth. I guess you could compare that to the Seahawks as well. But I'm going to go with the Broncos to win this matchup. But if the Chargers win, I wouldn't be surprised. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Las Vegas Raiders. Steelers are going to get this win. The Raiders just, anytime we're bringing up the Raiders, it's who the hell is their quarterback going to be, which they've announced a quarterback change for this week. I don't think it's going to help anything, to be honest. And where the hell is Devontae Adams going to get traded to? Or even is Devontae Adams going to get traded to? When we're doing our NFL predictions this time next week, in bold prediction, I think Devontae's going to get traded during the course of this week. I want to hope it. That way we can just move along from this entire process. So, trying to manifest something. To where I ain't doing that because probably it's not going to be Green Bay. I would love to see him back in Green Bay, but I'm not even going to provide that. Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers. I'm going with the Falcons. The Falcons, every game, have been competitive and close. If this game is like that, they probably need to start raising some eyebrows and fixing some things because this game shouldn't be close. Detroit Lions at the Dallas Cowboys. Getting flashbacks and memories of last year's game. That was on a Saturday night. And the Lions kept insisting on going for 2 when they didn't have to. But, like, I was very intrigued with that because it was the fantasy playoffs. And I had Amon-Ra on my team. I'm like, go to overtime, go to overtime, go to overtime. So, going for 2, and it seemed like 10 minutes. It took 10 minutes. So it probably was like 2 or 3. But I keep getting flashbacks to that game. And I thought the Lions should have won that game. And it's very close and similar to this time around. So I'm going to go with the Lions to win. Now, an extremely intriguing Sunday Night Football matchup. Cincinnati Bengals at the New York Giants. The Giants have been a bit better than how they started the season off, but still not the best watch. And the Bengals have been entertaining. They're kind of in the same boat as the Giants, but they have a way better team on paper, so there's that. But the losses have been adding up for them, so we need to change that for them. I'm going to pick the Bengals to win. So now we get to Monday Night Football. Another coin flip game. The Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Obviously, the big news in the NFL this week was the Jets firing Robert Saleh. And I have to get this off my chest. Robert Saleh looks an extremely lot like Christopher Daniels. I feel it's the perfect time to say it. The Bills are coming off back-to-back losses against the Ravens and the Texans, to be fair. 2 tough matchups. The Jets are coming off back-to-back losses to the Broncos and Vikings, which the Broncos have a dominant defense and the Vikings are undefeated. So, 2 understandable losses. Yeah, the Broncos won, but the Vikings, yes. I'm going to go with the Jets to win. I think some changes are going to... I would imagine some type of changes are going to happen if you fire your coach and you go through all this process. So I'm going to go with the Jets to win this Monday Night Football matchup. As that wraps up our Week 6 NFL predictions. We quickly went through them. I'm going to go wipe my nose. I hope that you are all staying safe. I know that there's bad weather and just bad vibes going on, so hopefully everybody is staying safe and taking precaution. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do, leave a like. Comment your thoughts on the video or your predictions, any hot takes that you have, NFL related or in general. If you want to talk about bad blood, put your comments down below, and I'll respond to it. Because the main thing backtracking that I want to talk about with bad blood is the ending with The Rock returning. But I feel that this will be a discussion point on the channel over the next coming weeks and months that I'm just going to wait it out and wait and see what happens next. But the main thing is, like, I'll get to it when we get to it. I don't want to start blabbing and yapping. That's not necessary. So, like I said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. You stay safe. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, like 30 seconds ago, I'm going to wipe my nose. So, I'm out going to do that. Bye-bye.